1.3 million turning into 2 million in a flash made Elaine overjoyed. She couldn't believe it. She immediately turned to Harley, her face full of surprise, and asked, "This 2 million, it's really for me?" Harley nodded quickly. "Of course, it's all yours." "Oh, this is amazing." Elaine was thrilled. Seeing Elaine get $2 million back, 700,000 more than her initial investment, the other seniors went wild with excitement. They figured if she got all her money back with a profit, they should too. So a few of them stepped forward and asked, "Mr. Fitzpatrick, what about our money?" Mr. Fitzpatrick quickly looked over at Orville. Orville hated the idea of giving back money he'd already pocketed, but he had offended Charlie's family. His life could be on the line. He couldn't afford to be cheap now. He blurted out, "Give it all back." Out of respect for Mr. Charlie, everyone gets their money back, with all the profits. The crowd erupted in cheers, but then Charlie's voice cut through the noise, cold and sharp. "Mr. Orville, these people have nothing to do with me. What do you mean you're doing this out of respect for me? Are you trying to guilt-trip me into this?" Orville was taken aback. "Mr. Charlie, what do you mean? I'm a little confused. I don't understand." Charlie said, "Their money has nothing to do with me. If you want to give it back, give it back. If you don't, then don't. But if you dare say you're doing it for me, don't be surprised when I turn on you." These seniors had been mocking him with Elaine just a few minutes ago. Why should he help them get their money back now? In fact, not only was he not going to help them, he was going to make it clear to Orville that refunding their money would be a big mistake. It would offend him. Orville got the message loud and clear. "Mr. Charlie, don't worry. I understand." Then he turned to Harley and ordered, "Only refund Mr. Charlie's mother-in-law's money. No one else gets a dime." "What?" The seniors who had just been celebrating went ballistic. Some started crying and wailing. Some of them started begging Charlie for mercy, but he completely ignored them. This bunch of disrespectful old folks had sneered at and insulted him. Now that they saw he had power over Orville, they expected him to help them? Were they kidding? Seeing the seniors completely lose their minds, Orville suddenly shouted, "All of you, shut the hell up! Anyone says one more word to bother Mr. Charlie, and I'll take care of you myself." The group of seniors immediately fell silent, not daring to say another word. Orville then looked at Fred White, who was standing there completely stunned. He asked carefully, "Mr. Charlie, this guy here, is he a friend of yours?" Charlie glanced at Fred. Fred immediately started begging, "Charlie, please, help me. Tell Mr. Hudson we're good friends, please." Charlie snorted coldly and said to Orville, "I don't know this person. You just continue to fulfill your promise. Let him go when you're done with him." Orville understood immediately. He ordered his men, "Damn it, give him some more." "This punk, just looking at him pisses me off." Fred wailed in terror, "Charlie! I was a fool. I was so stupid. I beg you to help me, please. I'm begging you." Charlie looked at him and said coldly, "We're not related. We're not friends. I don't owe you anything. But you mocked me over and over again, and now you're asking me to save you? Get real. Stop dreaming." Fred completely fell apart, crying, "Charlie, I really know I was wrong. Please, just help me." Seeing the dark look on Charlie's face, Orville immediately yelled at his men, "Damn it, what are you guys waiting for? Why aren't you doing anything? Are you looking for trouble?" Several of his men snapped to attention. They grabbed Fred by his neck and hair, and the sound of slapping echoed through the room. Fred's mouth was soon full of blood and a few broken teeth, but the beating didn't stop. Every slap was incredibly hard. Orville turned to Charlie with a smile. "Mr. Charlie, are you satisfied with this?" Charlie nodded. "Okay, that's enough. I have to go." Orville quickly handed his business card to Charlie respectfully and said, "Mr. Charlie, this is my contact information. If you need anything in the future, just let me know. I'll be there on call." Charlie grunted, taking the card and putting it in his pocket. Then he turned to his mother-in-law, Elaine. "Mom, it's getting late. Let's go back." Even though Elaine had been slapped a few times, she had made $700,000 in the end. So she was grinning from ear to ear. She was also beaming with pride, seeing how her son-in-law commanded so much respect. Charlie took the money and helped Elaine leave. The other seniors all gathered around Charlie. One of them said with a hopeful tone, "Oh, Charlie, it was your auntie who messed up earlier. We didn't expect you to be so impressive, so young and promising." "Yeah, Charlie, you're a real talented guy, a cut above the rest. My son-in-law is nothing compared to you," another added. "Do you think you could help us? Just talk to Harvey and ask him to give us our money back. It's all our hard-earned savings." Charlie frowned and said coldly, "Why should I help you? Weren't you all looking down on me just a little while ago? If you want your money back, go ask your own perfect sons-in-law for help." After saying that, he just walked away. Hearing this, everyone was filled with regret. They could only blame themselves. The chance to get their hard-earned money back was completely gone. Thinking of this, some of them slapped themselves hard across the face. One man collapsed to the ground in despair, wailing, "That was my nest egg! My life savings, it's all gone!" But there was nothing they could do. They could only blame their big mouths and the fact that they didn't have a son-in-law like Charlie. On the way home, Elaine turned to Charlie with a huge, fawning smile. "Charlie, how on earth do you know Orville Hudson? Why was he so polite to you?" Charlie just laughed it off. "Me? How would I know a guy like that? I just made a call to a buddy from school, and he was the one with the connections to get Harley to refund the money." When Elaine heard this, she looked disappointed. She was hoping Charlie had some secret power she didn't know about, but it turned out he just had to ask someone else for help. A lot of the excitement she felt vanished in an instant. But still, she got her money back and even made an extra $700,000, which made her feel a little better about Charlie. She leaned in and said to him, "Charlie, you have to keep what happened today a secret for your mom. Don't tell anyone, okay? A woman my age still has her pride, you know." Charlie smiled, a little helpless, but he had no choice but to agree. "I know, Mom." After dealing with his mother-in-law's drama, she took the cash and happily went to the bank to make a deposit. Charlie went straight home. When he walked in, he saw his wife Claire's shoes by the door and knew she was back, so he headed to the bedroom. As soon as he entered, he saw Claire hanging up the phone, a look of surprised excitement on her face. He asked curiously, "Hey, who was that?" Claire said excitedly, "It was my good friend Elsa Gardner. Do you remember her?" "I remember," Charlie nodded. "We went to college together in Orus Hill. She's from that big family in Eastcliff, right?" "Yes," Claire said. "Elsa's family is a big deal in Eastcliff." Charlie smiled and asked, "So, what's up? Is she coming to Orus Hill to visit?" Claire shook her head. "Not just to visit. She's moving here for a job," Charlie asked with suspicion. "She's from a family like that. Why would she leave their business to come work all the way out here in Orus Hill?" "I don't really know," Claire admitted. "She said she's going to work at the Emgrand Group. As for why she'd come so far to work there, I have no idea." Charlie nodded, but a thought crossed his mind. The Gardner family might not be on the same level as the Wade family, but they still have plenty of influence in Eastcliff. Elsa has no reason to give up her family's company to come work for the Emgrand Group. Is there some other reason this woman is coming to the Emgrand Group? Charlie was puzzled, but he couldn't be sure yet. He figured that once Elsa started at the Emgrand Group, Doris could probably figure out what she was really up to. Just then, Claire seemed to remember something. She patted her forehead and said, "Oh, by the way, Charlie, I have a meeting with someone from the Emgrand Group tomorrow that I can't get out of. can you pick Elsa up from the airport for me? And maybe find a nice place to take her for a welcome dinner or something?" Charlie promised. "Sure, I'll make the arrangements for tomorrow. And find a good place," Claire added. "Don't worry about the cost. Here, take my card." With that, she handed him her wallet. Charlie quickly waved her off. "No, it's okay. I actually know a guy who owns a really nice restaurant. I can arrange it." Charlie pulled out his phone, thinking he'd text Isaac Craven at Aurelius Grand and ask him to set up a dinner. But then he reconsidered. Aurelius Grand was supposed to be a surprise for his wife. To entertain Elsa, it would be better to pick a different spot. So he sent a text to Orville Hudson instead. "I need to host a dinner for a friend. Can you book me a table at a high-end place, just not at Aurelius Grand?" A moment later, Orville texted back. "Don't worry, Mr. Charlie. I own a place called The Mansion. It's one of the top restaurants in Orus Hill, right up there with Aurelius Grand. I'll get you our best private room, the Diamond Box, and make sure you get top-notch service." Charlie replied with just one word: "Okay." The next day, Claire was at the M. Grand Group all day, busy working out the details of their new partnership. Charlie called Doris and asked her about Elsa's new job. Doris was surprised that Charlie even knew about it. She explained that Elsa had applied for a position as an administrative director, which was a mid-level management role. Her resume looked great, so the company decided to hire her. In fact, she'd already been officially appointed a few days ago.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.